Speaker, through you to the Premier. 2 months ago, my mother, in her 80s, received notice that the MRI appointment she needed was finally scheduled. Hearing rumors of lengthy wait times, she was preparing for the worst. However, the worst was yet to come. Imagine her shock after learning that her appointment in Niagara has been scheduled for the end of February 2026. To the Premier, earlier this year you suggested that seniors like my mother, overflow patients, seek a local animal hospital. Through you, Speaker, this shows how out of touch this government really is. Why are residents in St. Catharines waiting years for an MRI?
Reply, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Health.
I'm not sure if it's the Christmas season or April Fools. So the member opposite is talking about the need for expanding diagnostic services in her community. I agree. That is exactly why our government has announced 49 new MRIs since 2015.
Are they private?
Those are
For-profit?
community hospitals that have
Probably.
never had an MRI before. Speaker, we're making those investments, but this is the same member and
I'm just gonna pause that for a second and say, if it's so great, then how come, like, my city, where there's like 3 hospitals, my mother has to go outside of our city to the next city over to go get some sort of scan, an MRI maybe even. I don't know which one it is, but it's pretty crazy. It's great for a conservative riding though, because that's the next riding over is a conservative riding. So that means that she has to pay money for like a hotel possibly, and transportation there and back, because we don't drive obviously. So yeah, this is great for them and their conservatives, and oil and gas, right? Or like whatever.
the same representing the NDP who are speaking out against expansions of community diagnostic services. I am
Shame on these
frankly
people, like-
appalled that you would stand up and say we need more and then vote against expansions of MRIs.
The members to make their comments through the chair. Supplementary question.
Sorry. Thank you, Speaker. April Fools is long gone past, and I think you're the biggest fool at last. My mother is not an April.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the member to withdraw the unparliamentary comment, and again remind the members to make their comments through the chair.
Thank you. Withdraw, Speaker. This minister is so out of touch. You can supply all the MRI machines you want. But if you never address the staff shortages and with deep cuts that you are doing and the lack of effective staff strategies,
Comments through the chair. Comments through the chair.
Thank you. Through the chair. Through you, Speaker. In May of this year, it was reported that Niagara residents were waiting 306 days for their MRI appointment. Now the wait is over 500 days. However, the Ontario Health website list, which is outdated wait times, patients cannot rely on this government's data. Again, Speaker, knowing that 24% of the patients at St. Catharines Hospital are being provided MRIs within the targeted time frame, how do you sit around and ignore this extreme backlog, forcing seniors and others to go out of town and some going out of country?
Look at her, she's so happy. And this motherfucker.
Speaker, I have to ask,
That guy's a
how do you
dickhead.
continue to vote against these investments? 49 MRIs.
My question to this is, so even if they vote against the investments, and vote against the bills because they put poison pills in it, then why the heck is it that they aren't funding things still? Is it like a punishment to the ridings to say, oh, look you better stop voting for this party or that party because, hey, if you don't and they don't vote with us, like a fucking, like, oh, we're the dark side, right? Like, you submit or you will regret it. And look, it's like the communists, that's what they would do. That's what they would do when centralizing things.
I didn't vote against the investments because we make our comments through the chair. Okay. Minister of Health. start the
Yeah, he's so helpful to
Speaker,
his
when
own party.
members of the opposition choose to vote against our investments, it highlights that they don't care about their community.
No, that doesn't
Highlights the
highlight that
fact
at all,
they don't
because
care
let's
that
look
we
at the
have
bills that they are
41
put
new
in these
MRIs
investments.
operating in
And even if
veterinary
they do,
hospitals across
does the
Ontario
investments come?
because of
No.
investments that we've been able to make under Premier Ford. I am not
Where is Premier
ashamed of the
Ford?
investments we've made. I am not ashamed of the fact that we have made investments in MRIs, in CTs, in emergency departments, in ORs, in ICUs, in pediatric care.
How many
We're
of these
getting it
places are
done.
private,
They keep
for
voting
profit?
against it.
You know, because we don't want to have public funded, privately delivered. Because they spend 4 times the amount. They cost 4 times the amount. Because it's about profit.
The next question, the member for Ajax.
Whatever. All I know is that this fucking government is ripping us off. Look at Paul Calandra. This guy's a loser. They're just such losers. They're fucking awful people. They don't care. They are gladly gonna allow people in this province to suffer and die. They've allowed people to die in this province waiting for healthcare. They have had like the equivalents of 3 kids in child protection agencies die in their care. Like 234,000 people are now homeless on the streets. Not even just like, you know, couch surfing or whatever, but homeless on the streets, sleeping rough. Like, come on. We had 6,000 seniors die during COVID-19. It was the world's worst fucking worst. It was the worst. We had to have the military come into their homes to help get things back into, like, and the report is awful. It's just an awful report. I'm gonna read it one day, maybe on this, but who knows? Anyways, yeah, it's fucked. This government is robbing us blind. They are cutting money from schools. They are cutting money from healthcare. But then they keep on saying, "Oh, we put in a record amount." Well, that's because you keep on putting those record amounts into private for-profit, and you're expanding for-profit care, which is against the Canadian Health Act. But I don't see Justin Trudeau doing too much about it. He only has there was one federal Liberal that mentioned our healthcare being under attack. That's it. And he's not running for re-election, so it's a shame what is happening in this province and this country. They are taking away our healthcare. It's conservative and liberals. Like they will sell us out. Paul Calandra right here, this motherfucker, friggin' threatened his sister and said he was gonna kill her because she found out that he fraudulently signed his mother's name on a check or something to pay for, himself, his own life, because they were gonna take his car. So, that's after he lost, the Conservatives lost in 2015. In the federal government. He used to be a federal minister, or federal MP. And he friggin' had a problem with veterans. Yep, he had to apologize. And he cried, but then he pretty much said, "Oh, I'm still gonna do it." And he does the same thing here. He stands up, he talks about nonsensical things. He's a piece of shit. He's grade A piece of shit. Anyways, yeah. And then there's Caroline Mulroney, whose friggin' dad is awful and fucking stopped the housing, funding for, supportive housing in the federal government, or from the federal government. Oy, and that guy's like Lex Luthor / he shouldn't even have that job, government house leader. That's stupid. He was the guy that did the Greenbelt scandal. Like this guy right there, Lex Luthor. This guy right there is a friggin' idiot asshole. They're all just a bunch of dicks. Fucking, they stopped him from being in the freaking government house. Or no. He used to talk a lot when they first got in. And it would be like, I don't know, he had a Freudian slip and said, "This government is not da-da-da-da." Because, I was like, oh, they do opposition government, where they stand up and they talk like they're fighting for someone against someone, as if they're not the government. But really, they're the government, so they'd be fighting themselves, I guess. I don't really know. The struggle is not real. That's all I can say. They have majority power, and these other people, this small little minority of opposition, And so when they say they voted against it, it doesn't matter, because the bills always pass. What bills that they want to pass always pass. That's the main thing you need to know. And we are still here where we are today, even though they have all passed. So